They are in their own entire room, and they are separated from the other inmates by multiple walls and doors. And there is no other human being in that same lockup area as Bryan. So he is not only in isolation in his own cell behind his own bars, but that whole area is vacant of any humanity. So he is truly alone. If he talks, nobody can hear him. But if he yells, like at the top of his voice, it isn't as though the folks who are in those pods or the guards wouldn't be able to hear him. They actually might, like if you're in your house and you're in the bottom floor and you yell up to the master bedroom on the far side of the house, somebody might be able to hear you yell, but you sure aren't having a conversation with them. And that is how this has been described to me. So he is so solitary, he can talk all he wants and no one can hear him, but there is a camera trained on him at all times. This is what my sources told me. And that the suicide watch that he was on when he got there only lasted for a couple of days. He is not on suicide watch now, but he is checked regularly. And do you remember the clothing? That right there, that green, I describe it like a moving quilted blanket. You know, they wrap it around your piano and your other precious things, your furniture. That's what that stuff's made out of, because you can't tie it in a knot and hang yourself. So that's called a suicide vest. They don't have that. At the Latah County lockup, they don't have it. That was what he got in Pennsylvania. And if he arrived in anything like that, it was because he was wearing it in Pennsylvania, got on the plane, and he's not wearing it now. He, I'm told, is wearing the exact same thing as every other inmate in that lockup. Jail garb. That's it. Same as the other inmates. No different. Pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so security. Super interesting that if you think about transporting him to trial, we always imagine that somebody who's this high, profile and despised, right? Like despised globally. If you just look at some of the writings about this guy, that's dangerous. Transporting him like this is dangerous. They'll often put you in a flak vest, but there will be no need for that. When Bryan Kohberger is going to make his court appearances, he's not going outside. There will be no van. He literally will be taken upstairs to the courthouse, and then right back downstairs to his max security lonely cell. So what you see basically is what you get. There will be no danger in the outside community. And anybody who comes inside that courthouse goes through magnetometers and, will not have any kind of dangerous stuff on their person. Okay, checking my list, got everything there. Yes. All right. So now I want to move on to the court documents, because one of the reasons that we're so interested in what the document dump is going to be like is because we took a really deep dive through last week's document dump to look at the timeline. Because they didn't just throw a whole bunch of warrants out there on the very same day and then wait for everything to come back. The bouncing ball is actually kind of intriguing. Warrants were issued. And when material came back from the subpoenas, new warrants were sent out. So basically, the investigation from the first set of warrants set them on a trail, kind of like a treasure hunt. And that sent them to new places to look for and to subpoena. And the subpoenas started right after the murders, right? November 13th, the murders. But those subpoenas were going out in January, too. So based on what they got early from the early warrants, they were able to figure out, a new vein to mine, and they would go off. And so I want to go through some of them with you, because you might start seeing interesting patterns and definitely where their head was at and who they thought the target was. So let's just start. Well, you already know that warrants went out and we got them about the WSU apartment of Bryan Kohberger, his parents' home, his car, and his person. They gave us a lot of that redacted, right? That came out early. But now all those major companies that were subpoenaed that came out last week, like Amazon and Tinder and DoorDash and Snapchat and Walmart, a lot of it came back and it was really redacted, 750 pages, which is why I got a team in place if it happens again to try to read as many as we can within this hour. But the 750 pages were redacted, but this is what we could figure out. It was not just Bryan Kohberger that they were investigating. Some of the earliest warrants that went out were actually for the victims and what their lives were like. So they went after PayPal Venmo, and Square accounts on November 19th. That's just 6 days after the murders, right? They also went after banking records of the 4 victims, and that was November 28th. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.